Yo, what's good? Welcome to the first episode of Music Talks with Brother Brandon. The first episode, we're going to talk about how someone has stolen my music again. Woo! Don't you love that? Okay, so this time what has happened is I have this project called Catboy Sound, C-A-T-B-O-Y-S-O-U-N-D, Catboy Sound, right? And anyways, someone has stolen the name and the image, and they're putting out their own music, which is questionable. I'm pretty sure it's AI because it doesn't sound like instruments. It just sounds like they went to BandLab and uploaded some tunes to Spotify. And what's crazy is that I have 132 albums under this project, Catboy Sound. So mine is capital C, capital B, capital S. Theirs is all lowercase, right? And yeah, they're taking my image, my algorithm, my straight up name. They're not taking my music, which I appreciate that, I guess. There's a little bit more rules behind that, I guess. Like it would be hard to post someone else's song. Spotify or YouTube would flag you. So yeah, they've stolen my name and they're uploading AI generated music, which is just like, dude, it's so low. That's so low. I mean, what kind of low life doesn't look up the band name that they're trying to make? You know what I mean? If anybody had looked it up, you could see me on festivals, you could see me on YouTube, you could see me on Instagram, you could see me on Spotify. It's like, you name it, Catboy Sound, we're out there. So yeah, I would really encourage you guys to be doing your homework before you start a new band or you start a new project, or even just using your name. I see people with like the same names all the time. That's why I don't go by my name personally, because there's so many Brandon Harrises in the world. There's like, a million. There's so many of them. I remember this one time I got into a chat, like a text with other Brandon Harrises on Facebook, and it was really funny because we all just played guitar, and it was a cool little hang in there. I wonder whatever happened to that group, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, man, this has happened so many times to me. I think this is time 4 or 5. I've lost count at this point of how many times people are stealing my music. And I just feel like, yeah, the algorithms and like the programmers and stuff like that, they need to have more control over this stuff. It's like, how could they literally just take my band name? Like, how does Spotify or DistroKid or whoever distributor service just like allow for them to create the same name as someone else? Like, no, you like lowercase or not, like that name's already taken, come up with something else. You know what I mean? Like, they do that for usernames and all this stuff. Yeah, it's just so silly. I even remember one time by mistake I had uploaded a song with all like Catboy Sound, no uppercase, and it made me create a new profile thing. So I think that's really interesting. Or like, if let's say you, like whoever's watching this, and you were collaborating with me, right? And you tagged me on Spotify, and you just accidentally put all the lowercase stuff on there instead of capitalizing each one of the words, then I would be, and this has happened. That's how I found out about it. Was I saw my girlfriend had all lowercase tagged me, and they were tagged, so they were getting her listens and her money, which is just like even more messed up. It's like even people, who I'm closest, like we didn't even know, It's like, man, like these people out here, dude, they're just out here to steal you and nickel and dime you. And it's like, man, I'm not making a ton of money off this, but like, I was doing the math, like, let's not count YouTube because that would be hard to tally up. But on DistroKid, it's like, man, I've been trying to get my money out of here for days, dude, days. It's like only $7 or something, and $7.65, and they still haven't sent me my money, which is crazy. It's like I've been out at this for 4 days, and I'm still trying to get my $7. But anyways, it says that total breakdown, I've made 113, and if I do it by artist, and I do it by Catboy Sound, it says that I probably made about $74, which is crazy. $74 for 113 albums. I mean, that's not even $1 an album. That's insane, dude. It's insane. And then if we go to Bandcamp, Let me look at Catboy Sound, which they haven't taken the Bandcamp, and I think I'm going to leave it up on Bandcamp and YouTube because they haven't infiltrated there yet. But it just seems pointless to keep releasing this music under this name because, like, I guess the other point that I have yet to say is that beyond the money is that these people who have created this project have like millions and millions of listeners. It's like a super group. It's like multiple producers coming together to release this AI project. So it's like these cats have a lot more followers than me, and that's why they're getting more listeners, or they're just juicing up the playlisting kind of stuff, which is totally possible to get fake listens. But that's a whole other conversation. But, you know, it's like if I go to sales over here, and I made $671, so it's like maybe I made $800 off of 132 records. That's pretty rough. You know what I mean? It's like the money is not there. You know, people are not going out and buying records anymore. It's like I have 122,000 streams. Yeah, 122,000 streams per year. And that's maybe getting me $70, which is just insane. And I think that's going to bring me to my next one, is that musicians are just really not getting any money for this stuff, and then for musicians to be out there stealing other musicians' work is just even more insane. I mean, I get that it's cutthroat, but like, you know, have some dignity, dude. Don't be like taking other people's music. It's just some guacamole tuna over here, dude. Some Giacomo Turra'd, if you heard about that. So, yeah, it's like don't be going around stealing these lower level people's names, and don't be going around taking their music and calling it your own. And definitely don't be releasing it on your shit, because that's even more disrespectful. But, you know, it's like, it's just crazy how little money we're making as artists and musicians and guitar players and singers and songwriters and performers and et cetera, et cetera. It's just like, dude. And then on top of that, you got to worry about your own homies, like, stealing your music and stuff. Like, that's so crazy. It's so crazy. So anyways, if there's anyone out there that's watching this that like could help me or knows a direction that I could maybe like get some sort of legal help to like get my artist name back, that would be great. If not, I think I'm just gonna move on and just like kind of do another project or something, because I think it would be more it'd be easier to stay on top of this kind of stuff if I only had one project. Because I have so many projects and I collaborate with so many people, it took me a while to even figure out that this was happening. So once I figured it out, I was like, oh shit, they have like hundreds of songs out under this name. You know what I mean? So, but think about if I was only on top of my one project, I would just be able to find stuff like this better. Because it always has happened with a side project and never my main project, which is pretty interesting. It's like, yeah, I don't know what that's about. That's like kind of interesting to think about. Where like before, the last video that I made, someone stole a record of mine that I made in high school, which is like really weird. And then they put it out under the same name, didn't credit any of us, and took all the music and changed the album art. And now it's on like streaming services and et cetera, et cetera. So that's pretty weird. Like, so I'm not getting paid from that. No, none of us who made it are getting paid from that. It's just like they're just taking our streams and just like trying to upload an old record to get money, which is like the craziest thing I've ever heard. And then yeah, like, you know, some people have stolen my stuff and put it as like a type beat, or like downloaded it, or like remixed it, or like, you know, just like mashed it up or something, or just, you know, kind of like silly stuff without my permission. And that doesn't really get underneath my skin too much. You know, it can be that like one song can be addressed, but it's like taking my whole project name, that's an entirely different story. So yeah, if you guys know any way to like maybe get my name back, or how to move forward, or if you think I should just rebrand, because I do think that would be the more profitable option whenever you know, DistroKid charging you $20 a project, you would just save yourself money. And whenever you're only making like $75 a year to have like, you know, 8 different projects, it could be a lot. So I think if, you know, if I streamlined everything in terms of the streaming dollars, I would probably make more. Same with this, if you released better, higher quality music, less often on the streaming platforms, and you just juice these songs to like the absolute maximum, you would make the most money. But if you release a lot of songs, it's going to actually not work in your favor, because I have that 1,000 listen cap to where you don't make any money if you don't get 1,000 listens. So like if you have 4 songs and they have 70,000 plays, then you're getting a lot of listens. But if you have 70,000 songs and you only have 4 plays, you're not making any money. So think about that when you're moving forward, making your next project. It's just like, how can you protect yourself? You know, how can you really have something unique? How can you really, you know, make something that someone can't copy, beyond your sound, you know, your name, your image, your likeliness, your, you know, everything. So think about that. Like, you know, really try to be unique. That's what I'm trying to put forward into the universe right now. It's just like, I'm trying to be so cool that no one can copy me, bro. But yeah, man, it just sucks that somebody stole my project for like the 4th or 5th time in my life. It's like, dude, I'm 31, about to be 32. That sucks, dude. That sucks, dude. But nobody can sound like me, man. Nobody can sound like me. Ain't you know that? Ain't nobody who played the slide guitar like me. So I don't know why you even trying, baby. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the next one. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe. Music Talks. Don't be stealing my music.